Liam, last week 3-0 up at half time, fairly comfortable. Today, maybe one of those you had to grind out a little bit more.
Yeah, I actually think we could have been 3-0 up at half time again, to be honest. When you look at it, we spoke about it at half time, we'd created 4 or 5 really good chances. Max had a few that last week he took, this week he didn't, but again, typical. Shows Max in terms of a striker, carries on, gets another one's not phased, doesn't get downbeat, takes the one in the second half. So yeah, really difficult game I thought in terms of how they set up their press. We spoke about that in there. I think we'd prefer to improve our styling, get better at controlling games and doing that whilst winning games than we would to play terrific and dominate and look fantastic but lose. So yeah, there's bits to get better at, bits to work at. But ultimately, I think if you look at it, they didn't have a shot on target. So I think it's we've shown again that we can be comfortable in control out of possession as well. So yeah, I think huge number of positives for us to take into Tuesday's game and for us to take away.
They forced something like 12 corners and had a fair bit of possession, but as you say, the defence, especially as you had to have a little change around there, the back three's been fairly steady, and obviously Aidan Baldwin had to come in, so you must be really pleased with the clean sheet. Yeah,
no, very much so. And we've obviously not had enough this season in terms of clean sheets. So yeah, they had some set pieces. I thought we defended them really well, which is obviously a big part of winning football matches. And yeah, I actually felt quite comfortable at times in terms of the discipline the guys showed in terms of the distances between them, how compact they were, people competing for seconds, and with their style and them being on the front foot, pressing us, forcing things forward. You're going to concede, set pieces at times. So we stood up, we dealt with them well. Aidan obviously stepped in. He's been really patient. Aidan, obviously I'm sure he would have liked to have played more matches, but it's a case of when you get your opportunity, step in and take it. And I thought collectively, the back three did well today.
Teams who do well tend to have, as probably mentioned before, but tend to have a player, or maybe more than one player, who can do what Max Waters is doing at the moment, and that's settle a tight game. And as you say, despite missing one or two, he picked himself up and finished that one.
Yeah, again, my moment of real quality. I thought, and that's it again as well. I think if you look at the chances we created first half, it's off really good play, really good attacking play, really good quality. So the control could have been better, but ultimately when you look at the chances we created, it's off really good football. It's not off percentages or luck or chance. It's actually working really hard to create them opportunities. And you see it with the goal we scored. It's a really good run and really good touch and ball from Matty.
Must be important to when you've got players like Troy Parrott out. And obviously bringing Aidan Baldwin in, it's giving them a bit of game time, because you're going to need that as suspensions and injuries automatically happen at this stage in the season.
Yeah, it's such a demanding season. And you look at it, we're only just over a third of the way through, so still so much to play. Obviously the difficulty is everybody obsesses so much on the short term, which is understandable because of the emotional side, but I think, and I've said it a lot to the guys, that it's about being ready and making sure that physically, mentally, when you do get that opportunity, you're in the best spot to actually come in and deliver. So yeah, the squad's needed, the squad's really important. I'm sure there's other disappointed players in there, but it's then on them to when they do get the opportunity to make sure that they're in a good place to take it.
It was a family fun day today. I think there was certainly a few more MK Dons fans in, and they've sent them home with a victory, which is nice.
Yeah, and hopefully they enjoyed it. I think that's the biggest thing. When people are paying hard-earned money to come and watch games, you want them to come and be excited and enjoy it. And I think they would have done that today. So yeah, it was a really good atmosphere here again.
Sometimes you have to grind those ones out, don't you? And it probably wasn't the prettiest game from your side this afternoon.
Yeah, no. And again, I think talk about football snobbery, but I think there is an element where we do talk a lot around how it looks. And said at the start there, I think could we play better? Could we have more control? Could we use the ball better? Be braver? Take more care of it? 100% definitely. But I think it's actually going, like I said, bigger picture. We've didn't keep a clean sheet for a while, so actually to get out of the game, to maintain control out of possession, and not concede a shot on goal. I think they're things, and it's finding that right balance for me of we play a certain way to win the game, and it's not always going to look like that. The opposition come to nullify that, to stop it. They make it really difficult. So it's them making sure that what happens is you don't lose the game. And credit to the guys, they dug really deep. They showed a real togetherness, which we've got, and it's going to be really important for the rest of the season.
It's not one we've seen you really have to do yet, is it? Properly grind one out like that?
No, we're I think such a young group, and young in terms of experiences as well. And I think it's another new experience that we can tick off today. And I think learning to win matches is arguably as important as learning to play a certain style of play. So again, I think it's one that we showed what we can do, and I think having moments like that throughout the season will be important to have a game like that and be able to pick up points.
When you talk about young players, I mean, they don't come much younger than Callum Trips, do they? When he's 15 and 80 odd days old, I mean, what an experience for him.
Yeah, terrific. Obviously, he was involved in the on the bench, for the Stevenage game, the first one here, and again, the academy's got a rich history here of producing such good talent. And yeah, Callum, the bits we've seen, has done well. So yeah, terrific learning experience. The challenge for him and all the academy guys: can you take some of the learnings and what you've been exposed to today and transfer that into your game? I think we've got such a good group of pros here that it's a terrific environment for young players, to aspire to be a part of.
It must like the fires under all of those kids, mustn't it, to know that there's a spot on that bench if they step up and perform.
Yeah, and you forget talking about Brooke as well. Brooke's on the bench as well, so a couple of guys from the academy. So it's
part of the furniture now, isn't he, Brooklyn?
Yeah, definitely. So I think it's on them. What's really important, I think, is that you don't have academy players that are happy to be here. I think they have to look at it and go, right, how do I take the person in front of me's spot? So I think we have to have that in a culture where people are ambitious, they're hungry, they want to develop, they want to prove themselves rather than have a nice day out. I think it's not about that. It's around what do you take away today that you get a taste for that you want more of. So yeah, hopefully he takes that away.
How much of a boost was returned to winning ways after the midweek chaos at Stevenage?
Yeah, no, obviously it was it was important. Some obviously frustrations from myself and collectively, I think, from fans, staff, players, from everybody. I think on just on the manner of the game Tuesday. So, hey, but what you can't do in football is hang around and feel sorry for yourselves and dwell on those experiences. You have to take what you can from it and move on quickly. And again, credit to the guys for doing that today.
Obviously, there's still a lot of football to be played, but top 6 at this stage of the season was pretty promising so far.
Say again, sorry.
Sure. We're obviously only about a third of the way through the season, but top 6 at this stage is quite a good start.
Yeah, been pleased with it, and I think the danger is with us as a staff, we obsess on the ones, the points we have dropped and where we could have maybe got more. But all the credit for me goes to the staff and the players. We've got a great team of staff and people around, creating a strong culture that it's all around developing, it's all around getting better. And tactically is one element of that, but also when you look at some of the work that David Wright, Chris Hogg, Lewis Price, all Tom Bromley, Adam Ross, all the staff involved, that's what you see on the weekend. And I think we're lucky at the football club at the minute to have that, and we need to make sure that we keep using it to churn out results.
Towards the end of the first half, there were a few moments where I felt like Burton was starting to disrupt the play-out rooms, but in the second half, it felt like it got better. Is this something that you felt as well, and it felt like it improved as it went on?
Yeah, we spoke about it a bit at half-time. I think they basically tried to jump man for man, which again makes it really difficult to build and play through. So we spoke around that and in terms of how we could basically just change and create more of an overload centrally, which it's really difficult to do. When you're that aggressive with the press, it's not easy to do that. And fair play to the lads, they showed some real bravery. Didn't always get it right, but that's the game. I think in terms of then the reactions, the transitions, how we dealt with that was very good.